welcome back to more Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. So last time, we started Lone Shadow 2. We got to see a conversation between Tatsuya's dad and Shiori. And then we also learned that, Tatsuya now knows about the Jokers and how they're appearing throughout the say. Of course, when you pull the Joker, you become a Joker. And that's obviously going to be possibly affecting Shiori. And that's why we're in the lab. So So I'm thinking maybe I go back and get more SP, because the threat of running out SP is actually very realistic. So I might cut. I'll come back and we'll see how the SP situation is going, and then decide how to progress basically. So give me a little bit. Alright, back. And SP's looking way better. But one thing I did notice when I went to the fountain, Trisha's 2,000 more expensive since last time. So So most likely, either she gets more expensive the more I go, or she charges more if I'm needed more. So Anyway, let's actually get moving. We're on level, or the second floor, sorry. So what we need to do here is keep going downwards. And the second floor onwards has new enemies, like these, I think it's Stimbeladis, I guess? We have Nova Kaiser now because of max strength, so I've been using it a little bit because it's a lot stronger than Miraculous. So against two enemies, it's actually better to go for, because I kill one enemy and then I need to take one attack. In this situation though, these guys, there's three of them, so two Miraculines is the way to go. So So with my SP healed up, I'm pretty sure, ow, that crit actually did a lot of damage. That's okay. Again, we have beads. I would have been a lot more angry about that crit if I didn't have these beads, let's just say. So because soon enough, just as for the boss rush I mentioned, I'm probably just gonna like chuck a bead and then we'll be good to go. So so then we don't need to heal during the fights. But anyway, I believe what we need to do is these are the trap rooms again. We need to go hit this, like so. Because one thing you remember is that on that side is actually a level 2 door, and we don't have a level 2 key, so I can't do much about that. But now I can show off how cool Nova Kaiser is, because against a single enemy, it's definitely our best bet. Especially considering these things, I'm pretty sure I'm in the strike. Let's go for it. Yeah, it's already cool looking. You stop time and then pummel them. So there you go. Again, it's a lot stronger. I believe it is a little bit different in this game. I think it's just a nuclear attack in this game, which is pretty interesting. And now, we can go to the third floor, and I believe by doing this, I can go left, because that opens up, and then I can go back down to the second floor from here, and then I can go down here because we unlock the door here. So there you go. And now we're basically gonna loop around. That's gonna be the plan. So we got these guys. These are Hoenns. They don't have a weakness to exploit for us, so we're just going to keep using the Kaiser. I mean, they have like Garodine and Seongas, but they have pretty good attacks. And they're pretty decent persona to chase up the laborers because of that, so So there we go. And he goes for my Garla. I'm just gonna go for another Nova Kaiser. Again, with this amount of SP, we should be fine with the boss. It's just that, taking a lot of damage is the main problem. Because those bosses do hurt us quite a bit, so that's why we have the beats. So I'm gonna use my other healing items too, if I feel like it, but we have a lot of HP, so it makes sense to use beats. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around here. These things again, the Stabilituses. And once again, Nova Kaiser. Once again, if there's two enemies, Nova Kaiser is better because again, you kill one, that means you take one attack. And is it still that crit? Only taking one attack helps. So there we go. You don't see crits that much. I think I saw like 1 or 2 crits against me when I was playing Innocence, so but I've seen a lot more in this game, so And it's very enemies doing it to me, I'm not the one critting, so quite a bit different from watching my brother play Reload. There was a lot of critical hits going on there. Anyway, here we have an encounter. The security guards are smoking from the fence, their backs to me, not very professional. Hey, is there really an intruder? Yeah, it's 2 young women and 3 men. Just leave it be. They probably meant my name, the others. Again? Why? Wouldn't there be trouble if what's going on here got out? The hell would I know, but it's all some Shinjo-sama. Shinjo? I never heard the name before, but it's clear he or she was more dangerous than these guys. Intentionally leaving intruders alone meant either they were confident they catch them in a trap, or else they wouldn't get in their way. This kind of situation could get ugly real quick. Either way, it looked like I better hurry. I grabbed the key ring hanging from the older guy's belt. He'd taken out another cigarette and was trying to light it. Tuh, my lighter's out of gas. Hey kid, give me a light. The young guy nodded and started pointing at his pockets. One minute here. Hey, what's taking so long? That's weird, I could have sworn I just had a light. I stretched out my left hand from behind them and held out my super lighter. The other guy thanked me, lit up, and took in a deep, satisfying drag. I bought this thing because my hand felt empty without one. It surprisingly come handy. Thanks, kid. Oh, here it is. Okay, here you... Just as the young one found his lighter, he finally noticed me gaping in shock. Quick as a wink, I smashed that left open to the older guy's face and dropped it. Then I sandwiched the young guy against the shutter and smashed the hill of my sword into his solar plexus. I saw the older man crumple to the ground from the corner of my eye. I went easy on the younger one. He managed to keep to his feet, doubled over in pain and gasping for air. I grabbed him by the nape of the neck, slammed him into the fence, then unsheathed my sword just enough to expose the blade, which I pressed against his neck. I know you've got a long-haired female cop named Shiori Miyashiro. Captured. Where is she? 4th floor in the research lab. The elevator has buttons for 3 floors. How do you go higher? The order you push the elevator buttons in is a security code I heard. I don't know it. Who does? That guy? The supervisor in charge of security. He's in the room on the other side of this fence. I had to go by elevator to get to the other side of the fence. And he told me the older guy's keyring had the key to the elevator switchboard. This time I gave him a meter to the solar plexus as a present put him to sleep. It's probably pointless to ask these guys about my name and the others. I grabbed the keyring from the sprawled out older guys for a reward for the light, and then left the area. Alrighty. I believe that means we need to go to the 3rd floor, so yeah, to progress. We need to go 3rd floor east. Because again, there's that level 2 door, so we can't do much about that. So yeah, let's keep up. So yeah, that Trish Spring, probably, I'm definitely not regretting doing that, so yeah. Again, if you're having trouble, I will admit one thing about this scenario, it is pretty brutal if you're using a base toucher. Because yeah, he's not gonna be as efficient at killing these enemies, he's gonna run out of SP more quickly. And yeah, the bosses are also very painful too. Yeah, protection market Thomas, that's cool. The Stimbilitus can give you waypoint cards too, so that's pretty interesting. It's only something though, so I don't think it's the most necessary thing in the world. But hey, it's kind of nice to have around. So yeah, we can go for the guys here. I guess the winners. So, okay, there's Yunka. And Shock, which is pretty annoying, so yeah. Any other enemies of note around here? Let me have a look. And no, we've seen all of them, so there you go. I don't think the enemies on the lower floors kind of appear now, which is kind of a shame because yeah, you can talk to the pythons and the shock glass, and they give you a lot of cards, so yeah. So yeah, see, I can't go through that, so what I need to do is go back here. We need to hit another switch. If I look at my map, because I decided to get the map back, the switch is only on the 2nd floor, so we need to go down to the 2nd floor, obviously. Let's do that. I decided to get the map back just so I won't, you know, fumble my way around it, because this puzzle is a little bit more confusing, so yeah. If it's 2 of these guys though, they get one shot by Rakudime because Rakshasas are weak to magic, so yeah. Yeah, physical attack is off the rules, so there you go. Not bad at all. And they gave me protection mark Thomas sometimes too, which is very nice. Yeah, we do make up the money from using the treasure spring pretty quickly, so yeah, not too fussed. So now I can do this. So it's just A, and then go up. Because yeah, that's where that elevator is, and we can't go right here because again we get blocked. So yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. So yeah, more of these guys again. And we're gonna go for Nova Kaiser once again. Like so. And you definitely want Bullet Max rank for the boss rush because having Nova Kaiser around really helps. Also just, stronger stats in general, that always helps, so yeah. So go for another one. And yeah, with 600 SP I think we'll be fine. So let's keep this up. Now we can go through here. This should lead us to the elevator now. So anyway, once again, this time Araki Dine is the play here. And there you go. And yeah, we're almost done because over here is the elevator, and then once we check this, it's time for the boss rush. So let's make sure that we are good on health. So I guess Routring puts us at. I mean, Apple beats up to it. There you go. And the SV should be fine. So let's go check it. Open up the switchboard and flip on the power to the elevator. I didn't know how they did it, but it looked like it was set up to automatically cut the power of the elevator, not use that fixed time. These security protocols are such a pain in the ass, but they're sticking with us so rigorously, mostly hiding something that's worth it. I stepped onto the elevator and pressed the button for full 2. When the elevator opened, the robot I'd never seen before pointed the muzzle of a heavy gun at me. It reminded me of the order of the Holy Lance from the other side. A model number XO is pain on the body. Throw down your weapon and surrender. You may be a child, but I'll show no mercy. It looked like someone was prying it. The young guy I beat up earlier screamed from the other side of the fence next to me. Turn that goddamn brand to mincemeat! It seemed like he managed to wake up a mere report to the higher-ups. The guy inside this thing must have known how to get to the 4th floor. All I had left to do was pull him out of there and make him spill his guts. So here's our first boss of the boss rush, the XO. So this thing is weak to nuke, so that's why I want to use that. And yeah, Babu mentioned something similar to these guys, like, a walking tank of sorts. And yeah, must be what he was referring to. So let's go for Nova Kaiser here because I can weak to nuke. And 3 of them should be enough. 3 or 4, depending, actually. So yeah, depending on how our damage rolls look. So I'll go for another one. That was a lot better. And he just does that, but that does quite a lot of damage actually. So I think one more and it'll go down. Again, I think depending on damage rolls, because he has 2,000 HP. So there you go. I mean, we can't get healed because we're too high leveled, so yeah. Ah, damn it, useless piece of junk. The driveline short and smoke started rising from all of the mech. The scrap iron hatch opened and the pilot jumped out. He tried to draw the gun at his hip, but the tip of my sword in his face was enough to get him to behave. The young man on the other side of the fence had already vanished. Hands up. What's your objective? Don't think you can make out of here alive. I pushed my blade toward the tiniest bit. The tip snuck into his forehead and a line of blood traced down his nose. Get in the elevator. Understood. The man held up both hands while keeping him in my peripheral vision. I maintained my stance and smoothly moved around towards the elevator, all the while my blade remained against his forehead. He groped one hand for the elevator button, and after a moment the door opened. My blade slid against him. I walked in without hesitation, while he bent back and rolled into the cage back first. I kicked him in the chin, momentarily knocking him senseless. I grabbed the nape of his neck, made him stand up, shoved his face into the button panel, and stole an automatic handgun off his head. I used the safety and pulled back the slide. I found that one of the bullets had already been fired. I ejected the shell and let it roll towards the floor. I was just aping miming. I should have been able to handle this weapon alright. I pressed the muzzle up to the back of the man's ear. Fourth floor. With blood dripping from his forehead and nose, the man pushed the buttons 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, P1 in that order. I pushed the G button slightly downwards, the other began to move. I grabbed the neighbor's neck and made the man stand in front of the doors. If it was a trap, he'd be the one getting shot for it. And he passed the bird, the number 3 on the panel's floor indicator started flickering. Several seconds passed and the doors opened. It looked like we had reached the 4th floor. I figured security guards would be lying in wait, but no one was here. I pushed the man forward and left the elevator. I heard it was here. When I made him guide me to where Shiori-san was, the man stopped in front of a room that looked like a research lab. While I was at it, I might as well find out who they are. Who are you people? What are you doing here? You came here not knowing that? Who in the world are you? Without a word, I pulled back the gun's hammer. Even if I told you about the New World Order, a kid like you wouldn't understand a thing about it. Only to the technicians know the details of what's going on inside. Shinjo is conducting a bunch of different experiments using the subjects that were delivered. Is he the boss? Shinjo is only the manager for this location. Imagine the scandal people knew he was really in charge. Tatsuo Sudo. I'm sure you at least heard the name. A kid like you couldn't even touch a great man like him. New World Order will create a new world without sin. Tatsuo Sudo. Tatsuo Sudo's father, and the man who screwed my dad over. My memory serves me right, even now he would still be the foreign minister. I got it. You'll be able to use the cops, the mafia, the mass media, and facilities like this as he pleased. By all appearances, it was a safe bet that Tatsuo was his favorite android. I silenced the loose-lipped pilot with a strike to the back of the neck with my gun, then passed through the door to the research lab. Around the center of the lab, there was a demon restrained on a revolving lab table set upright. It hung its head like a crucified sinner. Its blood-red head was long as a shroud and cloaked its face from view. His overall form looked human enough, but its skin color is difficult to describe. Beyond that, it was clearly not this world. If it were so inclined, the talons of both its hands could easily tear through the lab table on which it was restrained, along with the men in white standing on either side of it. It looked like it had been sedated or something. The men in white seemed to have noticed my arrival. They backed away several steps, but somehow they didn't seem too surprised. There was no one else in the room. A horrific premonition scared upon my spine. Glaring at the man in white, I barged straight in while thrusting the gun at them. I stole a clipboard holding a chart from the narrow-eyed man and looked it over. On the chart, the process Shiori-san's metamorphosis and demon was documented via a series of photos. By deliberately allowing a persona to take over, they transformed her into a demon. Yeah, that was what Nanja was also talking about before, when we found the people that were being experimented on. It seemed like this is an experiment to change a person to a demon by swapping a demon archetype, demonic archetype, sleeping in the collective unconsciousness with the human consciousness. I heard a wordless scream and landed 2 blows on the leg of the middle-aged man traveling next to the narrow-eyed man. As he squealed like a pig and crumbled, I grabbed the narrow-eyed man by the collar and slammed him onto the operating table. Change your back, right now! I put pressure on the narrow-eyed man's throat with my left arm and pressed the muzzle between his eyes as I shouted. I can't. I was only entrusted with lapse observation, anesthetic management, and who can? Who the hell thought up this bullshit? Takahisa Kandori. Kandori supplied the theory, but right now he's going by the name Shinjo. Where the hell is he? Just up ahead, at the JSM. The narrow-eyed man pointed a finger trembling with terror and oxygen deprivation at the inner door. I wanted to kill him. All these bastards should die. I couldn't stop myself from putting more strength into the arm holding him by his throat. Narrow-eyed man's eyes popped open and his tongue lolled out as he gasped for breath. He tried to peel my arm off with both hands, but what did he think he could do when he was that weak? Do it, crushed the life out of him. A dusky impulse blew up from the bottom of my heart and became a black flame. The bruise he left on me ached as if it were being squeezed on right now. At my back, I heard a series of intimate metallic clanks, and the sound of something heavy falling onto the floor. I returned my sense, and when I turned around, Shiori-san was collapsed on the floor, convulsing and trying to pull herself upright. The middle-aged man had reached out to the desktop computer and unlocked the lab table. When Shiori-san murmured those otherworldly words and rose to her knees, the room temperature dropped in an instant. With a sound like a whistle, a scalpel sharp, freezing wind began to whirl around us. She can never return to the way she was. She switched perfectly an archetype from the collective unconsciousness, and the only one who knows how to restore her lost ego is Kandori. The middle-aged man kept frothing at the mouth as the blood flowing from his leg froze over, and even that spray blew into the violently spiraling wind like glittering diamond dust. The simple persona Joker is called the Wind Walker from the unfathomable unconsciousness. She has become one of the great old ones who once ruled the earth. Arise, if quad the Wendigo. Uzuki-kun, why don't we confirm the experiment's results with our own eyes? Incarnated demons, a great old one, an archetype using a human body. This is a unique opportunity to learn which can best utilize its abilities. With a feeling of despair, I stared up at the completely changed Shiori-san. From behind her, she flew into the air. What do I do? Anastasia, in that tank though. The narrowed-down line, or Zuki as he's called, pointing at the big tank next to us with his eyes as I was pinning him down. Right, this guy said he was in charge of administering anesthetic or something like that. When I considered how to do this, Shiori-san's head spun a full 360 degrees as she turned to face me. Now we need to fight the Wendigo. So it's sweet to fire, but it has ice attacks, and that's the scary thing because yeah, we're weak to those. So I'm gonna see what happens when I just go for the Mirakidyne. And then yeah, if we do take a lot of damage from its ice attacks, we can heal. That'll be the idea. So there we go. Life Drain. That does actually quite a bit, and it heals it too, so yeah. Well, again, we'll keep that from Mirakidyne, and if I get low on health, use a beat. That's the idea. So just a regular attack. Without high dex, I don't think the ice attack will do that much. There it is, Diamond Dust. 90 damage. Yeah, that's actually a bit weaker, so yeah, that's valuable. So go for that. Another Diamond Dust. And I think I will use a bead right now, because I think one more attack and it goes down, I think. So I'm basically setting myself up for the next fight. And that's the idea here. So let's do that. And yeah, just regular attack, perfectly dodged. So yeah, now I can go for Mirakidyne again. And this should do it, I think. And there we go. Perfect. So there you go. When I tackle Shiori-san to the ground, I slice open the thick anesthesia pipe, creeping through the floor of my sword. Luka glass blew out from the pipe and splashed all over Shiori-san. Shah! Burying her fangs, Shiori-san tried to stand. With deadly precision, she slammed into the pipe with all her strength. Scratchy all the while making gurgling noises as the anesthetic poured into her. Shiori-san's body finally relaxed and went still. Didn't have the slightest clue how much she should have ingested. Thanks to the volatile gas, my head was spinning. That's enough. Izuku is trembling in the corner of the room, turned the gang's valve shut. When I glanced at the middle-aged man, I saw he was frozen to death with a gruesome expression of manic delight. How long will it hold? Probably about 2 hours or so, and to think, he used enough to knock out an African elephant for 3 days. Azuki came up next to me and looked down at Shirisa. He also glanced at the middle-aged man's corpse, but he averted his eyes in a hurry. Sorry about earlier. The middle-aged man hadn't undone Shurisan's bindings, so I might have run away with my hatred and killed Azuki. Sure, he participated in the experiment that put Shurisan in this state, but he also gave me a hint on how to put her to sleep. No, it's alright. This woman is an acquaintance of yours, right? I couldn't blame you if you killed me. Shinjo, or rather Kandori. He said he was just ahead, right? Yeah, he always to slow you down while he was welcoming the other intruders. The JSM, the machine for separating jokers from joker users, is down the hallway. Straight ahead. Kandori's there. I'll be back. I left Shuri-san behind and headed through the door Azuki pointed out, the one that led further inside. Takehisa Kandori. I knew the name, if nothing else. Could have sworn that Yukino-san and her friends killed him 3 years ago during the Mikage-cho incident, and yet here he was. No way it's a coincidence. And that JSM thing must be the core of this lab's research. It's the only way they could be manipulating rumors and increasing jokers on such a large scale. I guess for New World Order, or whatever they're called, the more jokers the better. And I went out through the door. The hallway continued with similar research labs on either side of me with matching doors. Eventually I reached the end of the hallway and approached a unique looking steel door. No, don't do it for the likes of me. When I stood in front of the door, I heard Ikichi's indistinct screams. It suddenly got captured and dragged here. He's probably being used as a hostage to threaten mine and the others. You're still a kid. I'm disappointed. You can't handle a company if you lose sight of your goals so easily. And this voice was that man Kandori's. Allow me to teach you how to customer side. By the sound of things, Akichi was in danger. Judging by the location of the voices, Akichi was to my right and Kandori to my left. First of all, the door right in front of me must be between them. Door hinges went on this side, which meant it opened outwards. Expecting the door to smack into the Kandori, I busted open all my strength and leapt out onto the other side. And we're back here now. At the same time that I opened the door towards Kandori, I heard a bullet or something strike her. Kandori was hidden behind the door, so I couldn't see him. Adrenaline raging, I saw the situation around me unfold with grim deliberation. My senses were so honed I felt like a radar. I could see every movement clearly, and every noise as clear as a bell. Leaning next to me in the corner of my right eye, I saw Akichi crouching down, and behind him a security guard was pressing a gun to his head. In the huge room before my eyes, there was a large apparatus like a revolver cylinder. Countless rows of test tube-like tanks filled with bizarre, sticky black goo lined up all around it. In front of that machine lying there, my older brother and the others were surrounded by security guards who had guns trained them from a stair, landing a level above them. God damn it, I told you so. Based on everyone's relative positions, I got that mine and the others were on the 3rd floor, while Akichi, Kandori, and the security guards and me were on the landing on the 4th floor, leading into an atrium. After that, my body moved before I could think. I ran past Akichi, kicked him from behind with all my strength, and sent him flying towards the door. Hit the door face first and went rolling down the middle of the hallway I come from. I caught sight of the door slamming shut from the force of the rebound in the corner of my eye. Using the inertia from kicking Akichi, I twisted my body to bisect the security guard who'd been standing behind me. I've heard that when another target jumps out in front of someone suddenly, they'll be confused for an instant about which one they should shoot. I am that guy before you could come to a conclusion. I immediately strained again and turned past the door. A man in shades with a flashy scar on his face pointing a handgun at me, just still trailing a faint line of smoke from the muzzle. Normal shake in the corner of his mouth flew into a shallow smile. If he blended cynicism with fatigue, affection with caprice, and nihilism with excess of talent, he'd probably end up with a man like this. This must have been Kandori. Tatsuya? From below, my older brother called my name. In the time it took him to do so, the two of us could get taken out. Nothing for it. I gave him a push for the horribly cliched line. Get out of here now. It looked like everyone remembered what they should be doing. Mine and the others escaped in a rush, and the guards started opening fire on them altogether. Regardless, neither you nor they can escape from fate, Paradox boy. Paradox. With that one word, I understood what bound me to this man. I got a job to do. I had got a job to do too. I see. You two were enchanted by him. Then tell him for me that I'll protect my name and everyone else. This man knew me and him on an even deeper level than Pseudo. Paradox. What kind of outcome was that even implying? No need to pass on a message. He hears all just so. It's clear that the persona Kandori bore was the incarnation of him. He almost completely erased the presence of his persona just like I did. Didn't notice him until he was right under my nose. Fury flooded through my veins, and I was completely awash in hatred. Awesome music, by the way. Have you ever considered why the moon you can never reach shines as beautifully as it does? I was burning up. It is not because it reflects the light of the sun, it's because it is embraced by darkness. Deeper the darkness, the brighter its light shines. My field of vision was narrowing. Maya Arbiter too will inevitably fall into darkness. You too must become a black sun. And yeah, we get to fight Kandori, and he gets to play Deadline, which is the boss theme from Persona 1, but I need to take a sip. Because yeah, you kinda need it after all that talking, so yeah. So finally, we get to fight Takahisa Kandori, playful Takahisa Kandori. He's quite dangerous. So yeah, we need a strategy. And my strategy is, we're going to be using items. So what we got, I think we'll use a protection Magatama. This is made to protect from his myriad arrows attack that he has. He has a couple of interesting attacks, so we'll see what those are. And yeah, there's myriad arrows, and there's this persona. The same persona used in Persona 1 when we fought him at the end of the game, so yeah. And of course, it's that him that we've been talking about. So let's go for a power Magatama now, because our best attack for this situation is a punch attack, Gigantic Fist, because he resists magic. So I mean, he guns us, but it doesn't do anything. So now let's go for the Gigantic Fist. And let's try taking out Kandori. Now, I love the fact that, yeah, we get this music, it's so awesome. So he just uses a gun again. He uses guns now, he used to use a sword. Interesting change, but anyway. So yeah, there's another one. He keeps just regular attacking, okay. I'll take it. He does have a lot of dangerous attacks, so I'll definitely take that. Another myriad arrows, which we dodge again. And that's the main reason why I got that protection Magatama. So let's go for another one. Eternal Black, which does half our health, by the way. Let's go for another Gigantic Fist. And that's it. So yeah, not too bad. He also had two other interesting attacks, Crawling Chaos, which does a lot of damage. I believe it's Almighty. And then Shadow Falls, which actually obscures your HP and SP, which is interesting. But anyway, I defeated Kandori once again, so there you go. You live up to your reputation, Paradox Boy, however you're still young. I sight the point of my sword right and left, aiming for his neck, but Kandori danced back half a step and evaded it. How do I turn Shuri sub back to normal? I sight my blade to the left, but couldn't pull back, so I shut the pommel forward with my left palm and aimed a slab for his upper lip. I'll give you a hint. Kandori tilted his face out of the way, and when my blade grazed his ear, he grabbed it with his left hand. All I had to do was pull back, and it cost him his fingers. He gave me a broad, natural smile. However, even when I yanked it with all my strength, my sword didn't move a centimeter. It was like it was caught in a vice. Creation is the synthesis of contradictions. When difficult and conflicting things coexist and become one, something new is born. The hell does that mean? It means that both you and I are merely actors playing our roles. However, there's nothing degrading about this. The process is essential to the result. Shut up, you're just an errand boy. You used to say, Shiori Miyashiro, seek out a suitable place for her. Assuming, of course, that you suppose you're capable of obtaining all of her contradictory values at once. He struck the instant that I stopped to think about what he had said. Kandori's right hand slanted to my stomach and knocked the wind out of me. When I staggered, he let the light bird over the railing and jumped down to the floor below. Wait. Think it over long and hard as you play your little games. You look kind of big for that door, but anyway. Kandori looked up at me, balding balls in his hand, held aloft, then passed through the door downstairs and disappeared. Went back to the lab room where Shiori-san was at. Kichi and Azuki were already there. Thanks, Sue. It looks like I owe you another one. That shades wearing asshole jumped me in the parking lot. I'm such a loser. Don't worry about it. You're a great guy. More importantly, I need to ask you for a favor man to man. That's right. There was no need for him to worry about something like that. I owed him so much myself that a lifetime wouldn't be enough to pay it back. What is it? Tell me anything, man. Don't say anything to Amanu's and the others about how we met here or what we talked about. You and I met for the first time back there, got it? Looks like you got your reasons. Go on, man. My lips are sealed. I could just picture Maya and asking Akichi all about me. Want to carve as much information about me and the other side as I could. But you know, sir, if talking it out would make you feel better, I'll listen. I don't know if you can count on me, but come on down to Savara prison anytime. But make sure it's off the bad practice, got it? This guy, he ain't changed at all. He was a scatterbrained idiot, a narcissist, and the most kind-hearted, reliable guy I'd ever known. From the depths of his heart, he was completely single-minded and completely good. I'd absolutely keep my word. I know the last words he told me on the other side. Got it. I still got things to do. I can't see you off, but make sure you get back to the parking lot soon. Yeah, sure thing. Thanks again, Suo. Be careful out there. Akichi clapped my shoulder and left. I probably never see him again. So long, Akichi. You hurry over to the parking lot too. You can't stay here anymore anyway, right? I turned around to face Suzuki. I didn't have time to immerse myself in sentimentality. Me and those other people set that guy just now and the other inmates free. They might take you to the Nantra Memorial Hospital somewhere. If you're with them, you'll come in handy. Will you cooperate them? I see. So they're not taking her with them? I crouched down next to a completely transformed Shuri-san and stuck my head under her arms tucked away. Looks like I managed carrying her out. I'll figure something out for her. Hurry up and go. With the state she was in, there's no way I could take her to an ordinary hospital. Looks like all I could do is find that suitable place Kandori talked about if I want to return it to normal. I figured the riddle would be this easy to solve, but the only one who'd know anything about this would be the long-nosed old man from the blue room. And that's it for Lone Shadow 2. Welcome back. How was your trip? Perhaps you come to understand Master Tatsu's is suffering a hair more. I'll keep the memory shard in my care, so in the event you would like to review it, please let me know. So yeah, that'll be it. I actually quite like Lone Shadow 2 as well. Again, there's a lot of cool moments, and again, seeing Tatsu trying to rescue Shiori as well is also very interesting as well, so yeah. And then, of course, in Lone Shadow 3, it looks like, yeah, we're going to be trying to rescue her. But, yeah, the thing about Lone Shadow 3, we won't be seeing it until much later in the game, so, yeah. In fact, I'm thinking I'm saving it for post-game, so, yeah, it's going to be a long time before I do get to maybe save Shiori, so, yeah. But anyway. So with that done, yeah, I believe next time we're going to be checking out Air Raid Shelter 3. I got some rumors I need to spread. And that'll also be a good time to maybe get some mutations as well. So, yeah. And again, yeah, I guess other modes too. Again, gameplay-wise, it's pretty similar to the first one. Again, the Tatsuya solo challenge, obviously. But then, yeah, you got some interesting battles too, like that boss rush at the end. It's really interesting stuff, so yeah. And yeah, Kandori is quite a mess if you don't come in with those Makatama items, so yeah. But yeah, I guess good thing for me, he decided to just use his physical attacks and miss a lot, so yeah, that was definitely good for me, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, with that all done, let's end things here, so yeah. So like I said, next time, yeah, let's go to Area Shelter 3, and like I said, we'll probably work on some mutations as well as, yeah, get those rumors, so yeah. Look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.